So I've seen an insane amount of people start banking with Navy Federal Credit Union as of lately, and there's a few things you guys should know about them, whether you're an existing member or if you just started banking with them recently. The perks that I'm about to be mentioning in this video, Navy Federal generally doesn't go around advertising because this is a more so if you know then you know kind of thing. In this video, I'm going to be going over 6 things Navy Federal won't tell you if you don't ask, and I believe all the things that I'm going to be mentioning in this video has the power to help a lot of you guys out there. So if you guys want to know what these 6 things are, then make sure to watch this video all the way to the end so that way you, sir or ma'am, do not miss out on any good financial information that can help you out. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ismael Sandiford and you are now watching Just Money, where we talk about financial related topics such as personal and business, credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So the first thing that Navy Federal isn't going to tell you, because they just don't go around advertising this kind of stuff, is that they have a 25 to 50 year membership loyalty program. Nobody really talks about this, not even other YouTube creators out there, because nobody really knows about this. But to sum up what this is, people who have been banking with Navy Federal for over 25 years or even 50 plus years are going to have access to certain benefits that most Navy Federal members out there do not have. And what these benefits consist of is getting a lower interest rate on your credit cards or loans that you guys may have with Navy Federal. So for example, if we look at the Platinum credit card, ladies and gentlemen, the lowest interest rate you can have on that credit card is going to be a 10.99% at the time of this recording. If you're in the 25 to 50 year membership loyalty program, the Navy Federal will actually give you a lower interest rate beyond that 10.99% that they're advertising. And then the same thing is going to go for their loans as well. But another benefit that actually comes with the membership loyalty program is that you can actually receive a higher rate on your certificates that you guys have with them, depending on what certificate is you have with them, of course. So if you're a current Navy Federal member that's been with them for over 25 or even 50 plus years, you might want to call them up and ask them what's good. Now, the second thing that Navy Federal won't tell you if you guys don't ask is if you guys have multiple credit cards with Navy Federal and each of those credit cards have their own reward points, you cannot transfer points between other Navy Federal credit cards. Different credit issuers out there like Chase or even Amex let you transfer your points to their other credit cards they have, but sadly Navy Federal does not allow this. They won't allow you to do this, and actually to even redeem any of your reward points for cash back, statement credit, or even gift cards, you have to have at least 5,000 reward points minimum. And those 5,000 reward points are going to be worth 1 cent per point, so 5,000 reward points are going to be equivalent to $50 cash back. The only Navy Federal credit card that will allow you to redeem your cash back immediately despite however many points you have is going to be the Navy Federal Cash Rewards secured or unsecured credit card. If it's not one of those 2 credit cards, then you're going to have to wait up until you reach 5,000 reward points on your other Navy Federal credit cards. And again, you cannot transfer your reward points between other Navy Federal credit cards you guys may have, unfortunately, just so you guys know. But the third thing that Navy Federal won't tell you if you guys don't ask is that you guys can actually get a 30-day extension on one of your Navy Federal loans or credit cards, or possibly even a 60-day extension if they approve you for that. If you guys have had a loan or credit card with Navy Federal for over 6 months and you've been making on-time payments within those 6 months and your account is in good standing with them, then they will actually allow you to skip a payment with them if you guys need to. So if you're going through something personally, like you lost a job or you're just going through some type of medical issues and can't afford to make your payment this month or even the next 2 months, then Navy Federal will help you out and defer your payment. Again, just make sure you guys have been paying on that loan or credit card you guys may have with Navy Federal for a consistent 6 months before you guys actually reach out to them and tell them you want a 30-day or even 60-day extension. One thing I will say though is that if you guys are going to do a 30-day or 60-day extension on one of your credit cards you guys may have with Navy Federal, then they can potentially drop your credit limit by a few $100s, so just keep that in mind if you guys are going to do something like this. Personally, if I was ever in a bad financial predicament and push came to shove, I would much rather get a credit limit drop versus taking that missed payment on my credit card and having a late payment on my credit report. So if you're ever in this situation, that's what I would much rather do. As far as your loans though, like if you guys were to get an extension on one of your loans with them, then that's not going to hurt you at all whatsoever. I actually made a full in-depth video showing you guys how to do this step by step, so if that's something you guys are interested in watching, then feel free to browse my YouTube channel or hit the link in the description below and I'll see you guys there. But also really quick, if you guys are finding any of this information helpful, if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, I would truly appreciate it because it really helps me out a lot, and then it's also a dope way to help support the channel. But the fourth thing that Navy Federal won't tell you if you guys don't ask is their expedited shipping on their credit cards. If you recently got approved for a new credit card with Navy Federal, then it's typically going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 business days for it to come in the mail. But what they don't tell you is that they can actually expedite your credit card to you using FedEx. Typically, it is a $12 fee in order to do this, and this fee is going to come from either your checking or savings account. But if you guys do choose to do this, then it's only going to take 1 to 2 business days versus waiting 3 to 5 business days for your new credit card to come in the mail. Now, sometimes depending on how you're speaking with the Navy Federal representative, they can actually waive this fee for you depending on your tone of voice and how you're communicating with them. So just make sure you guys are super nice and you guys come off super friendly on the phone so that way you guys can get your new credit card with them sooner rather than later for free. Now, the fifth thing that Navy Federal won't tell you if you guys don't ask is that they do credit limit migrations. Now, these rules have changed as of last year because before, you were pretty much able to do this anytime you guys wanted to. But Navy Federal had to put a few limitations on this. You might hear some people on the internet say, oh, you can migrate your credit limit with Navy Federal pretty much anytime you guys want to, but no, that is not the case scenario no more. If you guys want to do a credit limit migration with Navy Federal, the only way you can do this nowadays is if you're doing a balance transfer from a different credit issuer onto one of your Navy Federal credit cards, but the amount isn't enough on your Navy Federal credit card, if that makes sense. So for example, if the balance transfer that you're doing from the other credit issuer is too high compared to what you have on your current Navy Federal credit card, then Navy Federal will do a credit limit migration from one of your other Navy Federal credit cards so that way you can complete the transaction. But anyways, the last thing, the sixth thing that Navy Federal won't tell you if you guys don't ask is going to be their APR reductions on their credit cards. If you guys currently have a credit card with Navy Federal, then you can actually call them and request to lower your APR to a lower rate. Like for example, at the time of this recording, the More Rewards American Express credit card has a variable APR of 14.90% all the way up to 18%. Sometimes you guys would be at an 18% or even 17% APR due to what your credit worthiness was at the time being when you first applied for the credit card. If you feel you have a better credit score nowadays than when you first got your credit card with Navy Federal, I would definitely call in and request for them to lower your APR on your credit card to the lowest interest rate that your credit card offers. And to be honest, they might even go lower than what they currently have on their website from what I've personally seen. But that's going to be a back end thing that they do on their end that happens to be a really rare case scenario. But typically though, the lowest interest rate when you request an APR reduction is going to be the lowest interest rate that they have on their website. But in order to even qualify for this, your account with them has to be open for at least 1 year and your account must also be in good standing. Otherwise, you're not going to be eligible for this APR reduction. So if you guys are interested in doing something like this, you guys can either call Navy Federal on the phone or just send them a message on your Navy Federal app. And then once this request is sent, ladies and gentlemen, it usually takes anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to kick in. And then after that, you guys should be good. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. I hope you guys found value in any of this information as always. Let me know in the comments how long you guys been banking with Navy Federal. I would love to know. For me personally, I've been banking with Navy Federal for over 5+ years already, and it's been an amazing journey. But also really quick, guys, if you guys have any derogatory items on your credit profile, like late payments, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcy, student loans, whatever, you name it, and you've actually been working with somebody who couldn't get those items off, send an email to my business email, justmoneyish@gmail.com, saying credit repair, because I have an amazing credit repair person that can definitely help you guys out. So if you guys are interested, send an email to my business email, and we'll see you guys there. And also really quick, guys, if you guys are looking to get funding for your business, like anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 plus in capital, so that way you guys can actually scale and grow your business, send an email to my business email, justmoneyish@gmail.com, saying funding, and I'll speak with you guys there. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, then I truly do appreciate you guys. We are at 73,187 subscribers at the time of this recording, so I do appreciate all who watch. I do post weekly videos for those that don't know, but if you guys haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time Ish post a new video. And again, we talk about personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics, so if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. We talk about how to get high limits on your credit cards, how to boost your personal credit, how to obtain business credit. We talk about real estate. We talk about mortgage loan programs. We talk about all that. So this is your one-stop shop. And really quick, for those out there that don't know, I am a licensed real estate agent and a licensed mortgage loan originator. So if you guys are trying to sell or purchase a home and you guys are in Southern California, all my information will always be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.